Sorry, sorry, sorry. Sorry. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Sorry, sorry, sorry. It's coming now. Okay. I'm putting 1 hour timer so that I can complete the NCERT reading of human health and disease. Okay. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, I don't know. Hello. 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 Whatever. Distraction already. I had my breakfast also. But background noise आ रहा है. Early 20th century uncertainty, 21st century has demonstrated intuitive biological knowledge for the human welfare and the health sector or individual. The discovery ultimately from the right drug networks for health medical practice on one hand and human health on the other hand experience of health. Ouat, born in April 1925 in Kumbakonam, Tamil Nadu, Monacan Sambasivan. Ouat did his graduation and post-graduation in botany from Madras University. He worked in different capacities in large number of institutions in India and abroad, and developed his expertise in genetics and plant breeding. The School of Cytogenetics and Radiation Research Studies at the Indian Agricultural Research Institute (IARI). Whenever Swaminathan engaged in development for the relation University of Sentient Master. He is also known for the development of the concept of crop cafeteria, crop scheduling and genetically improving the yield and quality. Swaminathan initiated collaboration with Norman Barlow, which culminated in the Green Revolution through introduction of Mexican varieties of wine. You was honored with Padma Bhushan and several other prestigious awards, medals, and fellowship by Institution of Excellence. R.S. Swaminathan. Health for a long time was considered a state of body and mind where there was a balance of certain humors. This is what early Greeks like Hippocrates. Hippocrates was an early Greek, as well as Indian Ayurveda system of medicine asserted. Balance of certain humors. Humors mean fluid. It is thought that person with black belt belonged to hot personality and to their fibers. The idea was arrived at by pure reflective thought, the discovery of blood circulation by William Harvey. Whatever my time is in. And for a balance, Greek like Hippocrates. A person in black will belong to hot personality and to their fibers. This idea was arrived at by pure reflective thought. The discovery of blood circulation by William Harvey using experimental method and the demonstration of normal body temperature in persons with black belt using thermometer. This proved that good humor hypothesis of in later years biology stated the mind influences through neural system and endocrine system. Our immune system and our immune system maintains our health. Hence, mind and mental state can affect our health. Of course, health is affected by genetic disorders, deficiency with which child is born and deficiency which child is infections and lifestyles including food and water intake. The term health is very frequently used by everybody. How do you define it? Health does not simply mean absence of a disease or physical fitness. It would be defined as a state of complete physical, mental and social well-being. When people are healthy, they are more efficient and work. This increases productivity and brings economic prosperity. Health also increases longevity of people and reduces infant and maternal mortality. Balanced and personal hygiene and regular exercise is very important to maintain good health. Yoga has been practiced since time immemorial to achieve physical and mental health. Awareness about disease and their effect on different bodily function, vaccination. Awareness about disease and our body is adversely characterized by various signs and symptoms. We say that we are not healthy. We have a disease. Disease can be broadly grouped into infectious, non-infectious. Diseases which are easily transmitted from one person to another, that is infectious. Which is not transmitted, that is non-infectious. Infectious diseases are very common and every one of us suffers from these at some time or other. Some of the infectious diseases like AIDS are fatal means death. Among non-infectious diseases, cancer is the most cause of death, that is non-infectious. Infectious is AIDS. Drug and alcohol abuse also affect our health adversely. Common disease in humans. A wide range of organisms belonging to bacteria, viruses, and fungi occurs in humans. Could cause disease in men. Such disease causing organisms are called pathogens. Most parasites are therefore pathogens as they cause harm to the host by living in or on them. The pathogens can enter our body by various means, multiply and interfere with normal vital activities, resulting in morphological and functional damage. Pathogens have to adapt to life with the environment of the host. For example, the pathogens that enter the gut must know a way of surviving in the discussed here along with the disease caused by them. Preventive and control measures against this disease in children are also greatly described. Salmonella typhi, typhoid. This pathogen generally enters the small intestine through food, organs through blood. Typhoid small intestine region through food and water contaminated water. Sustained high fever 39 to 40 degrees Celsius, weakness, stomach pain, constipation, headache and loss of appetite are some of the common symptoms of this disease. Intestinal perforation and death may occur in severe cases. Typhoid fever could be confirmed by Vidal test, a classic case in medicine, that of Mary Malone, nicknamed Typhoid Mary. Mary Malone, nicknamed Typhoid Mary, is what mentioned as he was a priest by profession and was a typhoid carrier who continued to spread typhoid for several years. Mary Malone, nicknamed Typhoid Mary, classic case in medicine, Vidal test. Bacteria like Streptococcus pneumoniae and Haemophilus influenza are responsible for the disease pneumonia. Pneumonia by Streptococcus pneumoniae and Haemophilus influenza. Pneumonias which infect the alveoli air-filled sides of the lungs. As a result of the infection, alveoli to infect. As a result of infection, the alveoli get filled with fluid, leading to severe problems of respiration. The symptoms of pneumonia include fever, chills, cough, and headache. In severe cases, the lips and fingernails may turn grey to bluish in color. A healthy person acquires infection by inhaling the droplets, aerosols released by an infected person, or even by sharing glasses. Rate of bluish in color and intestinal perforation. Symptoms of pneumonia, fever, chills, cough, and headache. When a healthy person acquires infection by inhaling the droplets, no one is watching. just in it. I will show you. Wait, let me complete. This is how I do my time waste by Ouat. Bacterial streptococcus pneumonia and Haemophilus influenza. This is not fungi or virus. This is bacteria, pneumonia, streptococcus pneumonia and Haemophilus influenza. In humans, which infects the alveolar air-filled sacs of the lungs. As a result of the infection, the alveoli get filled with fluid, leads severe problems in respiration. This is symptoms of pneumonia include fever, chills, cough, and headache. The grade of abbreviation in color. The healthy person acquires the infection by inhaling the droplets, aerosols released by infected person, or even by sharing glasses and utensils that infect the person. Dysentery, plague, diphtheria, or some other bacteria. Dysentery, diphtheria, DPT, dysentery. Some of the other bacterial disease in men. Many viruses also cause disease in human beings. Rhinovirus represents one such group of viruses which cause one of the most infectious human ailments, the common cold.
Ailments.
Cause infection in a healthy person. Some of the human diseases are caused by protozoans too. Plasmodium enters the human body sporozoites. Infections form through the bite of infertile female anopheles mosquito. The parasites initially multiply within the liver cell and then attack the red blood cells, resulting in their rupture. The rupture of RBC is associated with the release of toxic substance hemozoid, which is responsible for the chill and high fever requiring every 3 to 4 days. When a female anopheles mosquito bites an infected person, those parasites enter the mosquito body and undergo further development. The parasites multiply within them to form sporozoites that are stored in the salivary gland. Female parasites the vector transmitting agent. When a mosquito bites another human, sporozoites are injected. Painful. Okay, sure. I don't know what. ऐसे करती तो ऐसे करेंगे चलेगा ऊपर वाला है I don't know. I'm just wasting my time. Nothing else. Sorry. Anti-amoeba studies microbial medicine. Anti-amoeba history is a protozoan parasite in the large intestine. Which causes amoebiasis, semi-peak dysentery, symptoms of bleeding include constipation, abdominal pain, and brown stools with excess mucus and blood clear, hot fire, acid, bleeding, clinical failure, and cytoplasma parasite from process inside foods. Entamer by Hysterlica, then Aster is the common roundworm or a common roundworm and ocean. Roundworm is Aster Uchereria. Aster is helmet Aster is engine of delay, muscular pain, fever, anemia, and blockage of intestinal passage. The eggs of the parasite are shaped along with the fruits of lymphatic process which contain soil, water plants. A healthy person acquires infected through contamination of transparent and pathogenic to man. High-related diseases, Ucheria, Paralia, Ucheria, Malaria, Paralia, causes slowly developing chronic inflammation of the organs with which they live. Ucheria bankruptcy, the filarial worm causes slowly developing chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation of the organ viruses. The genital organs of the are also often affected, resulting in a gross deformities. The pathogens are transmitted to a healthy person through a bite by the female mosquito vectors. Female mosquito vectors, Aedes mosquito. These are amoebiasis by housefly. Amoebiasis, then elephantiasis. It is also called filariasis. In Ascaris, it is Ucheria. It is Ucheria bankruptcy or Ucheria malaria. This is helminthic disease. Many fungi belonging to the genera Microsporum, Trichophyton, and Epidermophyton are responsible for the ringworms, which is one of the most common infectious diseases in men. One of the most common infectious diseases in men is ringworm. Trichophyton, Microsporum, Epidermophyton. Appearance of dry scaly lesions on various parts of body such as skin, nails, and scalp are the main symptoms of the disease. These lesions are accompanied by intense itching. Heat and moisture help these fungi to grow, which makes them thrive in skull work, such as those in groin or between the toes. Ringworms are generally acquired from soil or by using towels, clothes, or even in the comb of infected individual. Maintenance of personal and public hygiene is very important for prevention and control of many infectious diseases. Measures for personal hygiene include keeping the body clean, consumption of clean drinking water, food, vegetable foods, and public hygiene include proper disposal of waste and excrete, periodic cleaning and disinfection of water reservoirs, pools, cesspools, and tanks, and observing standard practices of hygiene in public gathering. These measures are particularly essential where the infectious agents are transmitted through food and water such as typhoid, amoebiasis, or hysteria, pneumonia, and common airborne disease. Connection with airborne measures close contact with infected or the belonging should be avoided. For diseases such as malaria and filariasis, the transfer to the insect vector, the most important measure is to control or eliminate bacteria by the breeding phase. This can be achieved by avoiding stagnation of water in around residual and fish. Cleaning household, introducing fishes like Gambusia in ponds that feed on mosquito larvae, spraying the insecticide in ditches, drainage area, and swamps. In addition, doors and windows should be provided with wire mesh to prevent the entry of mosquitoes. Such precautions have become all the more important, especially in the light recent widespread incidents of the vector-borne Aedes mosquitoes like dengue and chikungunya. Aedes mosquito. Ucheria manifesto elephantiasis, Aedes mosquito. Then amoebiasis, another dysentery, housefly, large intestine. Vector-borne disease, OG, common cold, pneumonia, Aedes mosquito, like dengue, chikungunya. The advancement in biological science have armed us to effectively deal with many infectious diseases. The use of vaccines and immunization programs have enabled us to completely eradicate a dreaded disease like smallpox. A large number of other infectious diseases like polio, diphtheria, pneumonia, and tetanus have been controlled to a large extent by the use of vaccine. Biotechnology, about which we will study, is at the verge of making available newer and safer vaccines. Cytokine barrier virus infected cells secrete proteins called interferons which protect non-infected cells from further viral infection. Cytokine virus secrete proteins called interferons. Cytokine physiological also. An acquired immunity, on the other hand, is a pathogen specific. It is characterized by the immunity of the body when it encounters This means the body when it encounters a pathogen for the first time produces a response called primary response, which is of low intensity. Subsequent encounter with the same pathogen elicits a highly intensified secondary amnesty. This means that the body when it encounters a pathogen for the first time produces a response called primary response, which is of low intensity. Subsequent encounter with the same pathogen elicits a highly intensified secondary or anamnestic response. This is ascribed the effect the body has a memory for first encounter. The primary and secondary immune response are carried out with the help of two special types of lymphocytes present in our blood: B lymphocyte and T lymphocyte. The B lymphocyte produces the army of proteins respond to the pathogen in your blood to fight with them. These proteins are called antibodies. Do not secrete antibodies but help B cells to produce them. Each antibody molecule is four peptide chains, two small light chain and two longer called heavy chains. Hence, an antibody is represented by H2L2. Different types of antibodies are produced in our body: IgA, IgM, IgE, IgG, and some others. A cartoon of an antibody is given in the 8.4. Because of these antibodies are found in the blood, the response is called humoral immune response. This is one of the two types of acute immune response, antibody mediated. The second is called cell-mediated immune response or cell-mediated immune. The same lymphocyte mediates CMI. When some human organs like heart, eye, liver, kidney fail to function satisfactorily, transplantation is only remedy to enable the patient to live a normal life. Research begins to find a suitable organ. This is antigen binding site. This is N-terminal, C-terminal, N-terminal, C-terminal. This is heavy. This is light chain. This is antigen binding site. Which terminal segment 1.2. Section 75 was inter. grafts from just any source. An animal, another primate, or any human beings cannot be made since a graft would be rejected sooner or later. Tissue matching, blood group matching are essential before undertaking any graft transfer. You have to give the precaution of it and immunosuppression all his or life. The body is up to differentiate self-organizing is responsible for the graft rejection. Active and passive immunity. When a host is exposed to antigens, which may be in the form of living or dead microbes or other proteins, antibodies are produced in the host body. This type of immunity is called active immunity. Active immunity is slow and takes time to give it a full effective response. Injecting the microbes deliberately during immunization or infectious organism gaining access into principle of immunization and vaccination is based on the property of memory of the immune system. In vaccination, the preparation of antigenic protein or pathogen are inactivated and weakened pathogen are introduced in the body. These antibodies produced in the body against the antigens will neutralize the pathogenic agent during actual infection. The vaccines also generate memory. B and T cells that recognize the pathogen quickly or subsequent exposure and overwhelm the invaders. The principle of immunization or vaccination is based on the property of memory of the immune system. In vaccination, preparation of antigenic proteins pathogen or inactivated weakened pathogen or introducing the antibodies produced in the proteins neutralize the pathogen agent during actual infection. The vaccine also generate memory B and T cells that recognize the pathogen quickly on subsequent exposure. If a person is infected with some deadly microbes to which a quick immune response is required, as in tetanus, we need to directly inject a preformed antibodies or antitoxin preparation containing antibodies to the toxin. Even in case of snake bites, the injection it is given to the patient contains preformed antibodies against measles and passive immunization. Recombinant DNA technology has Recombinant DNA technology has allowed the production of antigenic recombinant DNA technology has allowed the production of antigenic polypeptide, a pathogen in bacteria or yeast. Vaccines produced using this approach allow large-scale production and hence greater availability for immunization. Hepatitis B vaccine produced from yeast. Hepatitis B. Allergies. When you have gone to a new place and suddenly you started sneezing, wheezing, or for no explained reason, and when you went away, your symptom disappeared. Did this happen to you? Some of us are sensitive to some particles in the environment. The above mentioned the exaggerated response to the immune system to a certain antigen present in the environment is called allergy. Substance to which such an immune response is produced are called allergen. The antibodies produced to these are IgE type. Common examples are allergens are mites in dust, pollens, animal dander. Symptoms of allergy reaction include sneezing, watering eyes, running nose, and difficulty in breathing. Allergy is due to release of chemicals like histamine and serotonin from the mast cells. For determining the cause of allergy is due to release of histamine and serotonin from mast cells. For determining and processing the use of drugs like antihistamine or adrenaline and steroids are quickly reduce the symptoms of allergy. Antihistamine, adrenaline. Some of modern day lifestyle has resulted in lowering of immunity and more sensitivity. Autoimmunity. Memory-based acquired immunity evolved in higher vertebrates based on the ability of different foreign organisms from cells. While we still do not understand the basis of these two corollaries of this ability to understand